Let's start with your reading, Virgo. Let's start looking into your situation, what you're going through, and the messages that you should hear about today. Also, keep in mind that the energies go both ways. Feel free to interpret the direction of the messages as it best resonate with your own personal situation. Now, let's begin with your main message. Okay, right here we have the King of Swords, the Sun, the Eight of Cups. Overall, what I'm getting with these first few energies is that this is a time in your life where you're finally choosing you. You're finally choosing yourself, your own happiness, your own balance, even if that comes at a cost of having to walk away from people who definitely jeopardize that balance and that happiness that right now for you it's not negotiable anymore. Right here, I definitely see that you're coming from a time in which you have sacrificed a lot of yourself as well. I see you here working hard to make things successful, to make things happen. But then at some point, you might have realized that you were the only one really fighting for this. Yes, maybe the other person might have acted as though they were putting in the same effort, they were trying as well. But when it came down to it, you knew that this person was not even trying, not the same way you were. And that can be really hurtful. It can really make you feel as though not only something is not going to happen, but also as though you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy. And we see that right here, eventually, with the Eight of Cups, you found your balance and happiness when walking away from this. It might have not happened right away, but when it did happen, finally you felt free. You felt as though you were doing something for your future. And with the King of Swords, obviously, you had to detach from that emotional energy that kept you stuck for a very long time. But right now, things are starting to evolve in a very surprising way. I see this as being just the intro for a bigger transformation. Overall, before we get to it, I see that you are way more selective when it comes to letting people into your life, and potentially you are taking a break from love or from those emotional energies that often end up taking over you, taking over your life. This is the time to rebuild yourself and to find yourself again, together with your goals and with the things that are important to you and that right now they're not negotiable anymore. So, beautiful message. I see where you are, Virgo, but why is this message coming up now? What's next? Let's look into it. Seven of Pentacles, Five of Wands, with the Moon and the Tower. You know, the universe always finds a way to surprise you. When you think that, okay, I walked away from this person, from these type of situations, I'm never going to find myself there again, this is over, it's never going to happen again. But we see that right here something comes in when you least expected, and potentially it's not going to feel very much in control in that moment, because the Tower is not an energy that you can control. But hey, this is eventually going to turn out to be a very lucky event. And we'll see why when we get to the Ten of Pentacles. Overall, what we see here is that the energy that it's taking shape around you is very much the opposite of everything we talked about so far. You wanting to just focus on yourself, you wanting to just detach from all those people who make you feel very emotional. You're wanting to let go of all of that. And whenever you start doing that, we see that the universe gives you a opportunity to instead feel that again, to go back to that. We see that someone special here is coming your way. For some of you, this person has already presented themselves into your life. For some other of you, instead, this person is on their way to you and soon they will reveal themselves. This could be someone you don't know yet or someone you know, but you have no idea how they really feel. The moon. There are a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden energies here. And overall, what I see, especially with the Ten of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, is that this might be the perfect person, situation, opportunity that can take you back to a mindset in which you believe that love doesn't always have to end in struggle. But obviously, with the Five of Wands, there is conflict. There is something right here that it's telling you, no, Virgo, do not go for that. Do not buy it. Do not believe it. Because otherwise, you'll end up in a situation where you have to be the bigger person and walk away once again. But this time, there is something different about this, Virgo. There is something that wasn't there before. Whether it is with the same person or with someone new, the situation is different right now, even if it doesn't look like it. And obviously, the more we will focus and clarify these messages, the more we'll understand why. Right now, you just want to keep away from anything that could jeopardize that balance and that happiness that right now you're starting to feel once again. But this will challenge that strategy, will challenge that belief for which you think that eventually all these passionate situations are always going to end up in fire and distraction. There's a lot coming your way. Let's see what else you should know about this energy, because with this moon card right here, there is a lot more that you don't know about it and that potentially you should know about it right now instead. Let's see. The Emperor, the Four of Swords, and the Strength. You know, what I see right here is that whomever is coming towards you, Virgo, is someone who has a lot of self-control. And this can be good and can be not so good depending on the context. Why am I saying that? The Emperor right next to the moon is showing us someone who has a lot to say, who has a lot to share with you, but who's being very protective of that information at this moment in time. I see someone here who comes in or potentially comes back in, wanting right now something long term, wanting right now a traditional type of relationship on which you can count on which you can build upon. Right here, potentially, this is someone who at some point, if you have been with this person in the past, changed. You have experienced a loss of romance and you just felt as though this person potentially fell out of love with you, and it was really hurtful. But we see also that at that time, this person was playing a lot of games. I definitely see that from this person. And they were not ready for a commitment, Virgo. They were not ready for what you instead were looking for, even if they made you believe that they were. And so through their actions, through their words, they worked their way out of this connection and they sabotaged the whole thing. We see that right now, after you heal, after you understand that none of this was your fault, we see this person wanting to reconnect, wanting to really take things to the next level. And honestly, for those of you whose situation instead is different, who instead are seeing someone new coming into your life, we see how different this person is, how more clear about what they want they are. Although they're not showing it to you yet, there is something that seems to be in the way. And that something, that element, is the fear of crossing the point of no return, being too transparent about their feelings, be saying something that cannot be taken back. So right here, I see you both being in your own way, especially you, Virgo, because right now you're finding it hard to believe that things can work out, that things can actually give you everything that potentially is missing right now in your life while keeping you balanced and happy. You're afraid that this pattern will keep repeating itself and will keep bringing imbalance into your life. But with the Ten of Pentacles, we don't only see a imbalance. We don't only see balance. We also see long-term stability, happiness, support. We see a lot of things that right now feel too good to be true for you, Virgo. But are they? Let's keep looking into these energies and let's start clarifying all the messages. Let's see what this person is really about, Virgo. Let's see what they want to bring to the table right now and how that energy can evolve in the future. Because let's be honest, sometimes when we are attracted to someone and we want to be with them, we feel we really want to be with them. We feel we really want to commit and sacrifice. But then sometimes when the connection actually happens, these people start changing their vision. And that's when you feel out of control, Virgo. When things change and when they transform in a way that you initially did not expect. Will it be the case with this person in this situation? Let's find out. Let's see what this person is about. Let's see what's going to come in next. And let's see how it's going to evolve in the next few months ahead, Virgo. If you want to dive deeper into the messages with me, just follow me in the extended reading link below in the description box. Also, don't forget that every single week, I randomly select viewers who have watched the extended video to offer them a 100% free, personal, live, 30-minute reading. I send out emails every Monday morning. Make sure to check out your spam folder as well. Now, stay tuned for the extended preview coming right up after this. Welcome back to your extended reading, Virgo. We have seen here a situation that is definitely wanting to bring back into your life a sort of emotional energy that hasn't been present at all, at least in the past few months. Right here, we see romance. We see an offer of love wanting to come in. But right behind it, we still see a lot of pain, whether because this is something that happened with this person or with someone in the past that you still haven't found a way to work it out, of your system, and that it's still there. This is going to be the challenge. But what we need to understand is this Three of Swords, is this challenge here because you have to solve it, or because it's actually trying to warn you that maybe this is not as good as it seems at first? So we have a lot to clarify. Let's start clarifying, starting with this incoming energy. Let me immediately look into this Nine of Cups to see if there are things about this person that you don't know and that you should know about. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. Okay, Eight of Pentacles, Strength. I want two more cards. The Lovers and the Knight of Cups. There is so much here that you don't know about, and I believe that once you hear these messages, it will start changing your perspective and your point of view when it comes to the situation and this person, starting from the beautiful Lovers.